Good morning. Cooking down the freezer and the working pantry. Day 106. Some people seem to be a little confused as to what my no spend is about here. And it's not buying a lot of freezer and pantry food. Now, once in a while, I do buy something that I've run out of. Frozen broccoli or something like that. Something I know I don't have at my mom's. But for the most part, it's only making meals using what I have in my freezer and pantry. And most of the things that I cook are basic foods. So whether you're a meat eater or a vegan or a vegetarian, what I cook can be substituted for the most part with any protein that you like, whatever your choice is. It's just ideas on what you can do with the food that you already have in your freezer and pantry. Just using basics. That's what I like to do. I don't buy a lot of prepackaged foods. I buy snacks. I love potato chips. I buy those every month. And my shopping is monthly. Doesn't that steamy coffee look delicious? So I am on a low spend, but at the same time, I'm refreshing my living room, which I'm done with now, and my kitchen, and I'm trying to keep the cost very low, trying to do DIY as much as I can, and gathering the things that I want to use for my kitchen shelving and also my gardening. I'm trying to organize and get a gardening system going that will actually make sense for years to come. So that requires spending some money, but I'm trying to keep that part on the low spend. So the very low spend is mostly on food. I allow myself $100 to $125 a month on replacing foods and stocking up my stash. My stash is not included in the no spend. That I will continue to stock up, but that's basically what my no low spend is about. There's certain things that are on my no buy list. I have a video where I go over the rules that I created for myself. And if you're on a no low buy or would like to try it, the rules are yours. It's whatever you think is necessary where you want to save money. It doesn't matter what other people are doing or what they're not spending money on. It's what's important to you. All right, I just wanted to clarify that a little bit. So that's what my no spend is about. It's about freezer food and working pantry food. Now I do replenish my working pantry with things that I have on hand. I don't have food that I'm going to store for 25 years, maybe for 3-4 years, and then I want to use it up. So hopefully my plan is going to work for me, and I do fall off the wagon every now and then, but then I try and get right back on, because that's the key, get right back on the wagon. All right, I will be back in a little bit, and we'll see what I can find in my refrigerator, freezer, and pantry. So yesterday I stopped at Family Dollar, not Dollar General, not Dollar Tree, but Family Dollar. And I was kind of surprised because they had those stackables that you can get at the Dollar Tree that are now $1.25. They had them for $1, and they had a stack of about 8. I'm sure it's limited in what they get in. But I did get a few because I want to plant my onions in there. I was thinking that might work okay because onions don't really get real deep roots. So I have some onion starts that I bought, I think at Walmart the other day when I did my monthly shop. So I was thinking I was going to try and plant some onions in there. But anyway, I wanted to show you too what else they had for $1, which is now $1.25 at Dollar Tree. They had these self-watering planters, and they had them in blue and like a terracotta color. So they had those, and I want to use these for starting some seeds. And then they had these too, and I know Dollar Tree has had these. And what I want to plant in here for now, because I bought these blueberry bushes at Walmart, so I can't leave them in here for another month before it's time to put everything outside. So I want to plant those in here, and that'll be just right for now. I'll transplant them to a bigger pot when the weather warms up, and once they grow a little bit. And then for $3 they have these big pots, and they're self-watering. So I got 2 of these, and I can always plant something in them. So check out Family Dollar and see what they have in their garden section. It's not a huge section, but you know, it's there's still $1 there. So I don't know, I'm finding shopping at the Dollar Tree isn't such a great deal on a lot of things anymore. Like for a can of beans, or you know, it's too expensive. So you're better off to go to Walmart or to go to maybe Aldi's. They have a good selection of canned things, and they're reasonable in price. And then of course here where I live I have Mark's, which always has reasonable prices too. Now we have a Giant Eagle here and a Heinen's. Those are our main grocery stores. We don't have a lot of variety to pick from, and we do have IGA, that's a smaller grocery store, but their prices are up there. So I don't normally shop those stores. There's a couple things that I do like Giant Eagle. I do like their marble rye, and they have a bigger selection of like vegan lunch meats and things like that, as well as Heinen's does too. Now we have a Whole Foods here. Of course, that's a more high-end shopping place. We have Trader Joe's, of course, and then we have what else do we have? Earth Fare. We have Earth Fare too, and they have all the, you know, vegan, vegetarian, natural foods. That's their shtick. So, but you pay for all that. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you that Family Dollar did have these things available, and at a better price than Dollar Tree. So this week I'm going to take advantage of frozen leftovers that I have in my freezer. I have a couple more meals. I've been cooking those down pretty much this week. And I know I still have some sauerkraut in there, and I still have a bean and rice and cheese burrito in there. So since I have a lot of gardening things I want to do, seed starting and planting, that's going to be happening here in the house, because I don't know if you can see that, but it's all on top of my washer and dryer, and I need to use those. So I'd like to get that done and get that off of there and put my things back in the garage. So I have some semblance of order here in the house. So that's my plan for the next couple of dinners anyway. I'll finish that up unless Tom wants to go out. I don't know. We'll see what the week brings. So I don't want to cook a whole lot of new things until I get those things taken care of. But today I would like to do the comparison between the Impossible Chicken and the Beyond Chicken. And like I said, I bet that I will like them both. And I think they would be good cut up in a salad too, because they are both breaded. One's chicken nuggets and the other one's chicken tenders, because that's what I could find. And I was really curious to see if I like one better than the other. So I'll be doing that later in the video. So when I worked, I used to spend a lot of money every spring on my garden. I bought flowers and dirt and, I spent a lot of money because I enjoyed it. But now that I'm retired, I can't do that anymore. I still spend money on my garden, trust me. But I'm trying to figure out a way to cut the expenses, and I don't spend nearly what I used to spend. So I'm trying to set up my grow station. That's going pretty well. I saved some tropicals from last year. I have a bird of paradise that I bought at, I think it was Lowe's, and it was like this big, and now it's huge. It stands about this tall. So in the fall I brought that in. That'll be going back outside. And then I bought elephant ears last year at a nursery, and I tried to save the bulbs from those, so those will be going back outside. And then I did save some cannas from last year. I did buy 3 packs this year because I left it all in the garage, and it does get pretty cold out there, so I don't know. I have to look through all those things and see what's still viable. So I am trying to set up a system of indoor and outdoor gardening that I can reuse every year. I mean, I'll have to still buy soil, obviously, and, whatever fertilizer, but I do make some of my own compost, and I do use that. So I'm just trying to downsize that too, but in the meantime, I'm trying to create something new by doing the indoor garden. And I think that'll be a good thing to have in the winter, because I mean, you can buy, the broccoli and the cauliflower frozen. I don't buy much in the way of fresh vegetables anymore. I mean, I do buy salad. I buy onions, potatoes, celery, carrots. I do buy those fresh. But things like broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts, even squash, I buy that frozen. I think it's just easier to do. And I like to always have a bag of mixed vegetables on hand just for a quick soup or a quick side dish. So that I do keep on hand. So there are certain things that I buy fresh and certain things I like to buy frozen. I'm not a huge fan of canned vegetables. I do have some in the stash just in case, but of those 3 choices, they're my least favorite, except for corn. I do like canned corn, and canned green beans are good too, but the rest You know, the carrots seem kind of mushy, and it's not my favorite. So anyway, I don't want to buy a lot of food that I'm not going to use just because it's cheap. So I only buy those things that I like and that I know I'm going to eat eventually. So for me, gardening season is always, it's tough for me to rein myself in when it comes to spending because I love flowers. I love a beautiful garden, and I have pictures of my backyard before I got the 3 dogs, and it was, I look at it and it was like, oh, it was so pretty, but now it's more functional than anything else. But I still do like to have a little section, like my deck, or, you know, I have a little section in the actual backyard where I have a couple chairs and a table and an umbrella and plants, you know. So I still like to have it nice. But there's designated areas, mostly the rest of the backyard is for the dogs. And then I have, of course, my vegetables, and those are all in buckets and bags, and that it's not the most attractive look. Let's put it that way. It's not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes, but it is functional. So I keep trying to think of ways to make it look a little more pretty, because I've said before, I'm a very visual person, and if I'm not in a surrounding that is visually pleasing to me, I'm just not happy. So anyway, and that's what's going on with my gardening. So every year I try and think of a way to make it a little cheaper, a little easier, and so I'm doing the same this year. Now, I know a lot of people, when they're trying to save money on food, go shopping a lot, you know, just looking for bargains. And that's great. I wish I could do that. I can't do that because I tend to be a shopaholic if I don't rein it in. And if I were to go to the store every day, or, you know, several times a week, I would just spend way too much money. So the way that I get around that is I only try and shop once a month. And, you know, I'll buy what I need when I'm out. I'll buy, like this past week, I bought the gardening stuff that I needed. I bought the food that I needed. I bought stuff for my stash. So making it one time, if I bought anything on Amazon, I did it then. But just doing a one-time deal rather than stretching it all out seems to work the best for me. And, you know, I don't know, you might work better that way, or you might work better if you have enough discipline, which apparently I don't, to go into the stores that have good bargains and just pick up those things without buying a lot of other stuff. So I guess you have to figure out what kind of a shopper you are, and then make yourself a plan to stick to that so that you're not being counterproductive in what you're doing. Well, I'll be back in a little bit and we'll see what's for breakfast, day 106. Okay, so I had brunch at my mom's today, so I'm just going to go right for dinner tonight. So let's see what's for dinner. I still want to use up my leftovers, my frozen leftovers. So I think I'm going to eat this other bean cheese and rice burrito. That was good. I'm going to have that with some salad, and then in a little bit that needs to thaw, so in a little bit I'm going to have one of these and two of these because they're nuggets, and I'm going to do a taste comparison test. So in the way of leftovers, all I have, I still have this vegan pepperoni that I made, but I have a piece in the fridge. So that's not really a leftover. That's some meat there, vegan meat. And I still have a serving of sauerkraut. So I have one more thing of leftovers, and then I can get back to cooking things. All right, so that will be for dinner, day 106. So again, all right, so I had to go to my mom's, help her out with a couple things. So I had to stop at the nursery on the way home because I needed some plant food for my little starts, and that's why I went. So I ended up getting this Grow Big liquid plant food. I wanted something for my little hydroponic garden, and they said this is good for hydroponics. So I picked up some of that, and that was $14.59. I know it's expensive, but it's concentrated. So, and it is 6, 4, and 4. So, I don't know, we'll see if that works. And then I got this organic tomato and vegetable food for my little starts. I wanted something liquid. Once I plant them in the yard or in the bags, then I feed them the sprinkle-on food. But for the little starts, I wanted something else. So I'll water that down, and you don't want to use full strength, just a very diluted solution. And then while I was there, I have some blue flax in the front, and I have a chunk of it that's nice and a chunk of it that's very sparse. So I bought these blue and breezy flax seeds, and that's a perennial. So I'm going to plant that. Now's the time to plant it outside. It said about 6 weeks before the last frost. So, and it's hardy in zones 5 through 8. It's a perennial. So I just want to balance out the plants in the front. I don't know if it'll do much this year, but maybe by next year. And then I was looking for some strawberry plants. I've been planting strawberries. I have a strawberry bed, and I haven't gotten one strawberry out of it because the little chipmunks, they just help themselves. So I don't know if I'm going to leave them in that bed. I have the towers that I plan on using, but I've never tried growing strawberries from seed. So these are proven winners, GMO-free, ever-bearing strawberries. But what I liked, they had these in white and pink and red. So, I mean, you only get 15 seeds, but I thought I'd try it for 99 cents. And then I also got this good-hearted tomato. It's a cocktail tomato, and it looks like a little heart. Never tried these before. So I thought I would germinate a few of these. And Garden Gem, snack-sized tomatoes. So I'm not sure how big they are. You can't tell by the picture. But anyway, all those seeds were 99 cents. And they're all just 15 seeds. But I really don't need more than 15 seeds, so it'll be fine. So anyway, I cannot trust myself when I go looking for plants or the nursery or anything that comes to gardening. I cannot trust myself, so I have to try really hard not to go crazy buying lots and lots of stuff. So, but like I said, I am buying way less than what I used to. But it's still a problem, or it's a potential problem. So I hope now that I got the fertilizer, I have everything I need, and I can get to planting and finishing that up and getting things under my grow light. And hopefully I don't need to go out again tomorrow. All right, so I will be back with my dinner in a little while. I forgot, while I was at the nursery, they had these seed potatoes for $3.99, and apparently this is a determinate potato. So it's a red chieftain, and they're actually really big seed potatoes. I'm used to little ones, but this is what they look like. So I may cut these into several pieces and plant them. Looks like this one, something was eating this one. But anyway, there's 5 of them in here, 5 potatoes. They aren't all that big. Some of them are a little smaller, but they're really decent sized potatoes. And then I, of course, planted the butter russets, but I don't know what those are going to produce. So I got those at the nursery too. Dinner, day 106. I already got my bean burrito out. I have a tomato. I have some lettuce. But I want to get one of these avocados. So I guess I'll pick this one. And I think I want an orange too. So let's see what else. Maybe some more cheese, because you can't have too much cheese. All right, I will meet you over at the stove. I'm back with dinner. I heated up my burrito, and it's hot, so I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on it. So I looked up some more information on my sprouting tomatoes, and I guess it's a process called vivipary, and it happens when a tomato is to the point where it's getting overripe, and I forget what the acid name is called that keeps the seed from sprouting, is worn out. So it's got nothing to do with GMOs or any of that stuff. It's just something that can happen to a tomato. And it said that there's nothing wrong with it. You can still eat it. So that's what I'm going to do. But I think I figured out this one too is getting little bumps. And it's very soft, but it's not a rotten tomato. But I think I figured out why these particular ones are starting to sprout. I have them right next to my grow light, and they get some light from the grow light. So I think that's part of the reason why that's happening. But it's fine. So I'm going to have a very simple dinner tonight. I'm just going to be having my burrito and a salad on the side, and then I'm going to have an orange. So I have my salad chopped up. I'm going to cut up my tomato and my avocado, and I'll be back when I get this all put together. All right, so look what I found again. I'm going to plant these and see what happens. Why not? It's fun. This one didn't have too many, just a few coming up, so I'll plant these all in a cup together. So vivipary, it's called. So here's my burrito with some extra cheese, my orange, and
my salad with the rest of a head of romaine. I have one head left yet. The tomato, the mama tomato, green onion, and half of an avocado. And the only thing I have on here again is lemon pepper seasoning and some additional pepper, because the tomato is very juicy, and once you mix it up with the avocado, it's almost like a dressing. So it's really tasty. I had that yesterday, and oops, lost my avocado there. So anyway, there it is. Dinner, day 106. Well, dinner was good. Now I'm just going to test out. This is the Impossible chicken, and this is the Beyond chicken. So let's see which one's better. And I don't want any dipping sauces or anything with it. I just want to taste the chicken. Now they do have different baking temperatures. I just kind of did a medium between the two of them. And so this one is darker breaded. It's darker when you first start out. This one has a little bit lighter breading. So let's take a bite and see. All right, first I'm going to try the Beyond. Very good, very tasty. Tastes like chicken. Right, now I'm going to try the Impossible. Now the Impossible, they're nuggets, and the Beyond was a tender. But I bought what they had. I don't know if the Impossible has a tender too. I imagine it does. So let's try this one. It's very good too. Try it again. I think, okay, let's look the two together. I think the Beyond looks a little bit more like chicken. But let me try. I think it's a tiny bit firmer. Than the Impossible. They're really pretty close. I think if I had to pick one over the other, I think I would pick the Beyond chicken. One more bite. The texture on the Beyond is better, but they're both really good. All right, so there you have my opinion. You may have a different opinion, and that's okay, but this is a very good chicken substitute. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Do some gardening. I have. All right, God bless you. I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.